think we should be live, guys. What's going on, PM crew? I know I don't jump on here too often in the evening, but I really wanted to get this training out here for you guys. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys about this. I'm going to share my screen and pull up my Facebook on my phone so that I can see your guys' comments, answer any questions that you guys have. So just give me 1 second here. Cool. What's up, Vidal? Hey, hope you're having a good evening, man. I think I saw that you were doing a podcast earlier. Okay. Share my screen. Okay, awesome, guys. So in this video, definitely something that I talk about with a ton with my clients, and I really wanted to share a little bit about this with you guys. Is the three main focus areas that you really need to hone in on to turn strangers into buyers. And when we get into here, I think you're going to have some eye-opening. There's going to be some eye-opening where you're like, oh, I don't think I'm really doing that. So I'm excited to get into this a little bit. But, you know, when you're looking to grow and scale your business, you know, always considering what you always need to consider these three areas, and are you doing what you need to be doing to build them up? And I'm going to type these out here. So the first focus area that we're going to talk about is awareness. So awareness. So this is just simply how many eyeballs are on your stuff, right? How many people, and by people, I mean target market, know that you exist, know that you're out there, know what services you provide. This is the number one thing we need to focus on starting out. Let's get more people aware of the services we provide, and let's build our audience base, right? So how do we do this? So with awareness, there's a few things that we can do, right? Just let's see, how do we do this? What's very common, I'm sure a lot of you guys are doing, is connecting with target market on social. So this is adding Facebook friends, adding LinkedIn connections, so yeah, just adding social media connections. And I see that we have a nice audience tonight. If you guys have any questions while we're on here, just let me know. I'm happy to answer anything, everything on here. Just want this to be helpful for you guys. So let's see. So how do we get more eyeballs on our stuff? So adding Facebook friends, adding LinkedIn connections, potentially inviting people to our Facebook groups, let's see, connecting with target market. What else that we want to do? That's so connecting with target market on social, that's generally like the first thing that we can be doing here. Also, things like podcasts, interviews. And I know this might be a little intimidating at first, but definitely, just getting yourself out there, networking events potentially. Martha said, use live video to provide free info and advice to generate awareness, etc. Yep, Martha, and that's actually going to lead into the next focus area too. So I'm glad that you said that. Awesome. Okay, so podcasts, interviews, networking events. And something huge in terms of awareness that I really haven't harped on too much, but something that I'm really going to start talking a little bit more about is instead of just running all over the place and trying to bring in your audience and just going one by one to bring in the audience, we can actually hack awareness a little bit. So how do we hack awareness? I'm going to say awareness can be hacked. And how do we do this? Look at one thing is look at your competitors or other people in accounting / bookkeeping. How are they generating awareness? And also make sure that if you're going to look at what your competition is doing, making sure that they are getting results, right? There's a lot of people in accounting and bookkeeping, and maybe they're struggling. So you want to make sure that you're hacking or whatever the people that are actually being successful, right? The bigger thing that I really wanted to talk about, guys, is think about, if you're niche down, if you have an industry, think about who already has lists and groups of your people, who has communities of your people. So who has communities / lists of your people, of your target market. So what does this generally mean? Like who would generally have communities, who would have lists of your target market? This would be things like influencers, Facebook group owners. So if somebody was looking to get in front of a bunch of accountants, maybe they would reach out to me, right? Maybe they would ask to come on and speak or give a training in front of this group. So this is some things to think about. Influencers, Facebook group owners, podcasts, journals, and publications. So who has those email lists? Oh, another great one, guys, is software. What software is your target market using? And those companies potentially, can you start relationships with those software companies? Could you start conversations with them and potentially start, referral relationships? So that's huge, actually. Start looking for big communities, because if you can hit it off or start a relationship with one list owner, and that could potentially get you in front of 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 of your target market, that's going to be a game changer for you. That's a lot bigger of a deal than just getting in front of one prospective client, right? So definitely something to think about. Start thinking about who already has a list of your ideal client. So that's awareness in a nutshell. I don't see any comments here yet. Let me know if you guys have any questions whatsoever about awareness. Is this making sense for everybody? Let me know. All right. So once we get through awareness, and like I said above, these really build on top of each other, right? So we'll talk about that here in a second. So, because the next focus area that we really want to talk about is value and content. So this is really proving your expertise, providing value to build. So what does providing content do? It builds that know, like, and trust factor. Let's face it, guys. We're with these services that we're providing, we're asking these people for to provide us with extremely sensitive data. It's a very sensitive subject, talking about finances. These people need to trust us. They need to know us. They need to like us. They need to be confident that we can do our damn jobs. So how we're really going to do that is by providing the value, getting in front of these people, and just really getting resources out there to them that make sense. So proving your expertise, providing value content. So this would be things like posting on Facebook, LinkedIn, / social media. Things like networking, speaking engagements. This is kind of a little bit of that's a little bit of awareness as well, which I'll put up here. Speaking engagements. But really, what we want to do is think about what are our target markets, pain points, desires, dreams, etc., and how can we help them? What content can we produce to help them bridge that gap? So think about what content is going to make them engage and scream / shout, I freaking need that. That's going to be your lead magnet / hand raiser. And having that resource that's going to make people jump and say, I freaking need that. That's going to allow you to start more and more conversations with people, start building more trust, like and trust factor with these people. So yeah, I don't see any questions in here yet. I know there's a bunch of people popping in, popping out as we go. So just let me know if you guys have any questions as I walk through this. But let me think. Is there anything else? In terms of value content too, by the way, it's not always just necessarily about providing tax tips and just like tax tips and due dates and things like that. Think about what's really going to help them in their business. And think actionable. Oops, I lost the live on my phone here. Okay. And then also, surprisingly, I know, when you think of content, you think of like teach kind of sometimes. But on top of that, good content is even just talking about you, talking about your personal life a little bit, getting people to know who talk a little bit about who you are as a person, because that is something that builds that know and like factor. So that's great content as well. Even better is stories or experiences where you talk about learning experiences where you can say like, hey, I went from A to B, or stories about taking a client from A to B. Those things are super powerful and that's amazing content as well. Little pro tip, and we talked about this on our interview with Sean McBride today. You can actually hack, definitely if you have like kind of a block on content, which a lot of times you will when you first start out on producing content. Look around at what their pain points are, look around at what other people are producing that's getting engagement. Let me just type this out. Look around at what's getting engagement. With your target market and what they care about. And by the way, guys, the value and content is an area that I would say a lot of you guys are probably not focusing on enough. A lot of times what I see is people do, like on LinkedIn, they'll do the awareness piece. They'll connect with people on LinkedIn. They'll connect with 100 people a day, 150 people a day on LinkedIn. And then what's the next step that they do? No value, no content. They go to the next step. They skip that step and they go into sales opportunity. So they go into, let's jump on a call. Let me try to sell you. So this is huge. We really need to be utilizing value and content to warm up our audience, to get people more excited, to build that know, like, trust factor. And not only is that going to get you more appointments on your calendar, it's going to get you warmer and hotter prospects that are way more likely to close when you do get them on the phone. So this could potentially, adding value content and that kind of thing can really ramp up your sales rate, so your closing rate. So once you are completely on the ball with building up awareness, you have a consistent system, of building up your audience, you're adding more and more people to your ecosystem, and you are providing them with great value, great content. The next thing we want to talk about is moving them finally to getting them onto a strategy session or a sales call. I just saw a question here, actually, guys. Examples of content for engaging. Awesome. I love this. Let's do it. Examples of content for engaging. Some great ones are ask your audience questions. So examples here could be, why do you do what you do? What services do you provide? And you can ask, I love asking questions all the time because it's great for market research and to learn more and more about your audience, which is vital with messaging and getting better at how to talk to your audience and all that stuff. So what services do you provide? And you can ask, like, what's your number one challenge with X? All those are great. Asking audience questions. Tell a story. I would say tell a compelling story about you or a client. I used to struggle with keeping my books in order, but then, because I understood the importance of it, I was able to start putting the pieces together to ultimately start doing my bookkeeping and that. And then, once I was able to get the bookkeeping in order, I was able to get ultimate clarity on my finances and make wise financial decisions. So those are just a couple of quick examples. Maritza, if you want some more insight on that, I'm more than happy to talk to you. Just reach out to me. I can definitely give you guys, or anybody, I can give you guys plenty of examples of content for engagement. And also, before we go on to the next one more little piece here for value and content. Ideally, value and content is amazing. Value and content that you see only one time is great, but the best kind of content is going to be the ones where people are going to repeatedly see it, right? So if I just post one time on the Facebook newsfeed, you should be doing this, by the way, but you definitely want to be putting things somewhere where people are going to continuously see it, or you can continuously use the content. Those are going to be those are like your ultimate pillar pieces. So those are extremely important. This also involves starting to build your list here, guys. So building your list. So whether this is an email list or a Facebook group or friends list, this is going to allow you to continuously nurture people. So they won't just see one message, a one-off. They're going to see content over and over again from you. Okay, so once you start building up your list, providing awesome value that people are really excited about, they're getting to know, like, and trust you. The next thing is we're going to move to scheduling sales opportunities, right? So to do this would be things like moving to one-to-one conversations, or and booking strategy sessions. Or offer posts, so offering your services on a post. So any way that you can get out there. I mean, this could be in person or online. Okay. So with this one, moving to one-to-one conversations and booking strategy sessions, this would be more about engaging with your audience that has engaged with you. So following up with those people that have commented, liked your stuff. I'm just looking here. Kamari said, people tend to naturally reach out to you for help, but I am sure a strong offer moves the sales cycle along much faster. Yeah, for sure. Offer is extremely important as well. I mean, at the end of the day, we need to have a strong service or a strong offer that we're providing. So any way that we can differentiate our services, differentiate our offers, that's definitely going to help as well. And that's going to be part of offer posts here. So I'm going to put this in here. Having a strong offer that differentiates you from the competition / market. So that's pretty much it. And I want to repeat, guys, that this really builds on top of each other. It builds one-to-one, right? So if you were to, if you just joined Facebook yesterday, you have 0 friends, and you do an offer post, saying, hey, buy my service, no one's going to buy it because you don't have any awareness. You don't have any people. You don't have any connections. You don't have a platform or anybody that's listening, like that's hearing your message. So the first step is getting more eyeballs on your stuff. So start there, and that's something that is pretty much going to be continuous, consistent. And then also, guys, the good news about awareness is that's definitely an area as you grow that you can start to delegate out. It's pretty easy to have a VA or a team that can help you with adding friends, connections, or getting podcast interviews scheduled. A lot of this stuff you can definitely get some assistance with. So, yep, I'm definitely, this is recorded. So as soon as this recording's done, it's going to be on the group, right? So I appreciate that. Is this helpful for everybody? Hopefully you guys are getting lots of value out of this. I'm just checking to make sure if we have any questions. So I was saying, if you make a post to no one, no one's going to respond, right? And then if you start to build this audience, and then you go right into a sales opportunity, offer posts or starting conversations, and you haven't provided any value, you haven't done any favors or helped anybody, it's going to be very hard to book calls. So don't skip this step, guys. What can you do for your audience that makes them say, wow, you're awesome. I really want to work with that person. So think about what resources, what trainings, what posts, what content you can provide that's going to make them say, I really need that. And then when they've consumed it, like, that was amazingly helpful. I really want to work with them. And if you do that, your sales opportunities are going to go through the roof, and your close rate's going to go through the roof, because it's going to make a lot easier to bring on clients because you've already provided so much value for them. So that's all I got for tonight, guys. I just wanted to jump in here and talk about these 3 focus areas. But if you consistently think about these, you're really going to grow your business this quarter and beyond. So if you guys have any questions about this whatsoever, or if you want to talk about how to actually do this or implement this from a practical standpoint for you and your business personally, reach out to me or shoot in the comments, like #focus, and I'll definitely reach out to you, and we can definitely talk about how you can build awareness, exactly what kind of posts you can do to start really driving some interest, and then how to actually spark and generate these sales opportunities. Would absolutely love to talk to you guys and know that we can definitely customize that for you. So yep, that's what I got for you guys, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.